Dire team ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Treant Protector.
Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Dark Seer.
Alliances turn to
All
pick.
right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Summit 7 European Qualifiers. And we have our final best of 3 of today. Alliance versus Mousesports here in a best of 3. Going at it, game number 1. To kick things off, the winner of this will move on to play Na'Vi, who no doubt is looking good lately. They just defeated Empire earlier on today, as we saw. The loser will play Empire in loser's bracket. I'm Breaky CBK, joined by Z-Rock here. We are going. We got into the draft finally once again, and we got a Darkseer Earth Spirit coming out for Alliance after the Treant first pick for Mouse.
Yeah. I mean, strong opening here. Mousesports getting the Treant Protector, which
10
I feel like
remaining.
all of these first picks are so,
5
I don't want to say
seconds
questionable,
remaining.
just hard to predict right now. We've seen a lot of trees lose games. I've seen a
Reserve
lot of
time.
warlocks lose games, which is still in the pool.
Beastmaster.
Earth Spirit's kind of fallen out of favor
Alliances
because
turn to ban.
it seems like if you don't get that big start on Earth Spirit, he's flattening out way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love where the
Dire
meta's at right now because we can never tell. Like, there's maybe 10 heroes that right now are getting first picked, but
Alliances
they don't
turn
necessarily
to
have
ban.
stupid high win rates. This is exactly what I want to see. Alliance with the Earth Spirit Darkseer, if the Earth Spirit connects early on, can just be crippling. You get that double ion shell rolling with the rolling boulder, and just go plowing into fights early on.
10 seconds remaining.
I got that combo to work with. Beastmaster, though, coming out
5
for
seconds
Mousesports. Again,
remaining.
you talk about where we just never know where the drafts are going to go, it feels like. Well, this is
Reserve
another case
time.
of that, Mousesports. The earlier on Beastmaster, I've always felt Beastmaster is a very strong hero. I mean, with the Hawk, one of the stronger abilities you could argue in the game, being that the vision that it grants. You got the great initiation tool of the Primal Roar there, so
Yeah.
I like the hero.
Dire
Yeah,
team
and it put
ban.
Alliance in an awkward spot. They know Mouz likes to run Lycan. They know the possibilities of a Phoenix Tree combo. But I think what this is really opening up for Mousesports here is a Thug TA. When you have a Beastmaster, you want
Alliances
something that
turn to
right-clicks and that can kill something during the duration of Primal Roar. And TA fits that bill so insanely well. So yeah, I think that's absolutely going to be in the next 2 here for Mousesports if Alliance doesn't grab it right now.
10
With
And-
seconds
TA,
remaining.
that could be possible.
Could be. I mean, I feel
5
like they put
seconds
Alliance in a spot where
remaining.
they kind of had to ban these 2 that they did. If you don't ban Lycan, all of your towers could be gone insanely quick.
Reserve time.
And the Phoenix is just a combo they're scared of. So now you can use this 3rd pick as a way to almost ban out the TA from them.
Again, it's not like it's out of place themselves, so seems that that could be a very much so a potential. And sure, on the mind of Hanskin here, the captain or drafter at least for the team. I assume really feels like captain role too. Kind of always been that for the longest time. Start dipping into the extra time here, but yeah, whenever I see Alliance, I always think, again, especially for Loda, it's either the Troll Warlord, the
Dire
Juggernaut,
team pick.
maybe a Life Stealer. Those are like the 3 that
Yeah,
come to mind here.
He's definitely one of the more specialist ADCs. And he's got what he likes. He knows what he likes. And that kind of tends to lead to them overpicking Jug, I think, because it's very comfortable for him. But they've been
10
struggling to close
seconds
games out.
remaining.
They've had some mixed success.
5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Needs assassin.
Alliances turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
So this- Yeah. Nyx does feel out of place. That's what I was getting at too. It's just, it's odd because as you're suggesting, the support's a treant Nyx. I mean, that's a lot of invis, which I guess you could argue great for setting up kills, sure, but being all melee for one is right off the bat kind of a concern, you'd figure, for Mouse. So yeah, I was gonna say
10 seconds remaining.
yeah, why not?
Alchemist.
Sounds about right. Oof.
Dire team pick.
Mm-hmm.
Ursa Warrior.
Alliances turn to ban.
Double ion shell.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. 5
Or
seconds
melee
remaining.
is a little concerning off the bat. They got ion shells to deal with. Magnetize from Earth Spirit could potentially be really
Dire
strong.
team ban.
The other side of the spectrum, that's a concern for Mouse, but yeah, I see what you're saying as far as the earlier game. They get off to that solid start, and it's going to be difficult for Alliance perhaps to recover after that, but we still need to see what Hero Loda's going to end up with.
10 seconds remaining.
They banned Spectre themselves, man. That was, I don't know if they were going to go
5
Spectre here, but I
seconds
guess it's
remaining.
potentially could have been with the jumping in with the Nyx and the Treant.
Reserve time.
Medusa.
Wow. Okay.
Alliances turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Shadow Fiend.
Huh. That was a different final pick than expected. Yeah. You're right, though. Loda's going to end up with the Alk and Shadow Fiend, of course, in the hands of Limp there. So was that maybe a matchup issue? Come down to, or what?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Expect similar from Mouse here, who is coming off the win earlier today. Remember, that's the reason why they're here in the first place. They beat Pro Dota, as Alliance actually know that they played Empire earlier in another event, and they lost that series 0-2. So They're on the other side of it. Come on, start things off though. Classic. Yeah. On a side note, I heard the iconic player, so back in the Chinese scene. Perhaps DC'd. I'm not.
It was 100% me. I had more cat issues. My cat has been removed from my room. But anyway, yes. What about how?
Oh, I was just saying how he got, or he's back on VG. He returned.
Yeah, how is an absolute legend. I mean, he makes most people's top 5 Dota players of all time list. The guy is a brilliant strategist. He's awesome. I'm super excited to see what he can do.
Battle.
He was kind of the that kind of an approach. So yeah, I'm excited. That was fun to watch.
Salt included.
Not quite as salty.
Sorry, it's hard to get up there. Maybe next time. Gonna possibly go for a bounty rune steal, but yeah, it says it's too risky. Not to. Backs off. Instead, he's just gonna be kind of a scout down here. Alright. But the lane's setting up to be a defensive trial lane for Alliance, of course, protecting Loda on that Alchemist. In a safe lane, he's got the poor man shield early on. They're going to be going up against the Beastmaster, of course. Mention picked up there. Curious to see how Beastmaster fares. You feel like, you know, potentially going into the jungle could be a thing, but doesn't have that Iron Talon or anything. He actually went to Stout Shield, a couple of Iron Branches even.
Yeah, he feels like he can survive. He doesn't feel like he's going to be under the most pressure here. But we'll have to see. Conskin has an Orb of Venom. They're going to do a lot of damage to him here.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's kind of almost regretting that now. Maybe they expected Earth Spirits to perhaps sit in the middle lane, if anything, but...
I'm actually really surprised by this Wild Axes pickup at 1. Like, we've seen a lot of BMs entirely skip this skill. And they'll have to max Boar and then max Inner Beast and just try to push with it really early on.
Middle lane? Yeah, maybe next time was looking harassed, maybe limp a little bit, but poked out too far, and thus he took some return damage. Skylark bottom lane, they're blocking him a little bit. That Orb of Venom is mentioned. Not going to be enough for the kill, but he is going to have to limp over to the shrine here.
Limp over.
He happens to be in the game. Damn limp.
Alright, yeah, so let's break down these lanes a little bit. Jonasum Fan is going to be grabbing an Iron Talon, hard jungling this out. Does not really want to compete against this potential kill on Ursa. Could just potentially run him down if he gets caught without cert. So, just going to jungle up as much as he can. Grab level 3. In really good shape there. In the middle lane, this matchup's awkward. Because if Medusa connects with a couple Mystic Snakes, Limp is in a little bit of trouble. Can't really pressure back. But overall, should be slightly Limp favored. And down in this bottom lane, I have no clue what Skylark is doing. I don't get the Wild Axes pickup at all. You used to do this on Beastmaster because you could triple stack camps at one point in time with it. But since the jungle got reworked and the camps got moved around, that's not an option anymore.
Oh, he was able to leave some experience right here. Alchemist even going to go in his face and start putting in the auto attack. So, unstable concoction. Get that earlier on. Going to be able to use that right here. Max stun. That's an easy kill.
And Loda getting first blood.
Yeah.
Wow. That is not what you want to see if you're trying to slow down an Alchemist.
Do you maybe think the unstable concoction caught him off guard? Because not often we see it early on.
Yeah, it's a very uncommon thing for an Alchemist to do. But when you're playing carry alch, you don't necessarily need the acid spray. You're gonna have some time to get some extra levels and some extra safe, protected lane farm. You're not like a mid alch that, oh, I'm getting pressured, I have to fall back and jungle right now.
Middle lane matchup, Medusa 17-3, Shadow Fiend 11-0, so Medusa definitely having the better time so far. The bottom lane, ooh, barrel roll's gonna miss right there. Now maybe next up is in the area, however, can't do too much. And he's gonna deny his own boar, actually, doesn't want to give him the bounty there. Killing it off. But it does seem like the supporting cast down here has definitely paid off in favor of Alliance.
Yeah, it's what they were looking for. Ursa has more CS technically, but it's Greevil's Greed, man. It doesn't offset really by any means.
They're going back in. I'm wondering, are they going to get a sentry down here to maybe deal with the strain? Obviously, they know he's continuing to be in the area, but yeah, don't have any placed currently. They don't have any on them, so maybe they're just not overall concerned that he's going to do too much.
All right, this is getting interesting for Nakano. At level 3, I thought he'd keep going more Greevils and just keep farming it up, but ends up with a point in Acid Spray, thinking he's going to have to be fighting here a lot more, and he's in trouble.
Dead. Well, an axe is used right there. Ends up cutting him out, so sure enough, I don't know if you know, anything would have saved him there, you know, with the talent point difference, but in the end, he gets run down.
I don't think Hansuke thought he was going to die. Boulder Smash was up and just didn't use it.
TP's back in pretty quickly, but it's got to feel good for Skylar, because, yeah, this has really felt difficult. And look back to the point of the Tree Protector, too. Maybe they wouldn't feel good about him, but perhaps going to now the Acid Spray put down, the lift in the air, the Unstable Concoction connects, and one more should do him in. There we go. EGM. Credit for the kill in response. So now we're starting to see the back and forth battling coming out between these sides here.
Yeah. And if you can turn bot lane into a brawl, it's very, very good for Mouse, because it puts Alchemist in the corner.
Shadow Fiend. Yeah, I was catching it the whole time. Nyx just runs in, and he had an invis. Now Rune Control.
Yeah, and it guarantees a connection on the level 3 Mystic Snake, which, if you bounce it off creeps first, does just an obscene amount. The damage increase per jump is 35%. It starts at 160, and it ramps up to like 300 damage.
I'm wondering with the Alchemist, going back to him being in the safe lane here, you mentioned the idea of perhaps the skill build being a little bit different, but what about the item build? I mean, he's going the early armlet, but do we still see a Radiance, or is that not going to be a thing?
I imagine it's going to depend on his early game here. If he keeps getting under pressure like this, I don't want to see a Radiance. And this is what I figured he'd have to do. If he committed to the extra point in Acid Spray, he's never going to have mana for both of these skills. Alchemist's sync gain is not great, and they're very, very expensive skills to cast, so he's going to have to go a Soul Ring.
He does have at least the Sage's Mask currently, and I guess he does have the pattern in there, so...
Yeah, Hanskin brought it to him from base.
Oh. Advantage of those teammates there. Or the carry, after all. Bottom lane. Barrel roll it in, push back with the Boulder Smash. Skylark gonna be run down by the Unstable Concoction. Cannot see line of sight. That Fade Bolt damage assistance coming out. You see the board doing some damage to EGM in the meantime, slowing him down, but Skylark going for the turn kill, trying to take him with him. Ain't gonna happen though. Loaded credit for the kill once again.
Man, I forgot how much damage Wild Axis does at level 1. Top lane though, is Jonas and Fan kinda under pressure? Spartan's
really,
out of mana though. Yeah.
Cannot run him down. Limp. He's also seen right here. Courier. Uh-oh. Oh no. Treant. Treant. He's trying to ferry the bottle too. And he's gonna lose the bottle as a result. Oh.
That's a disaster.
Oops.
That makes his mid lane so hard for him, because every snake he eats now is just going to be chunking his HP, keeping him out of mana, and just restricting everything that he wants to do.
That's so unfortunate, but you also got to look at the other side of it. Obviously, maybe next time his positioning, and I don't know if he expected a courier necessarily, but, you know, he'll take it.
Yeah, he was going to be happy to leech like a quarter level off that hand. But maybe next time's level 4 at 7 minutes. This is stupidly high for a tree that's been roaming quite a bit.
Yeah, he was leeching experience at the bottom lane quite a bit. Well, we just saw there, and can even help set up that kill onto the Alchemist. They got down there with that assist. But Beastmaster is now in the jungle. He does have the double boar here.
Yeah, this is where he thrives. He farms so fast in the jungle.
Rubik's at the top lane. Throw down an Observer Ward. Might get cut out though. He's going to get the 8-minute rune, and no, he's fine actually. Medusa just simply farming nearby. Korean is running in though with a haste rune.
Haste.
What have we here?
Oh, no, goes for the auto attack, but he gets lifted up into the Roshan pit. And now he's going to run into Shadow Fiend, so you got to be careful about creating too much of your Treant Protector, taking some raised damage. Stick Snake gonna bounce around. Back to Peerway, back to Medusa there. Thought it was going to EGM for a second.
Yeah, EGM cut back, thankfully. If that had spiked him, he was dead for sure.
Lives throughout that. But yeah, Limp in the middle lane now. Back to him. This is a hero that by all means, if he gets this little star, can recover. It's doing here with a 3,000 net worth now. But Medusa is top in the charts, 3,500 net worth. Cavacula. Got Blade of Alacrity queued up with the Yasha. Full finished, or to come here.
Yeah. This is the result of the pressure, though, that they've put on Loda. He's basically dead even with the Medusa. You want to see the armlet coming online within the next minute, and he barely has one piece of it.
Yeah,
He has enough gold to buy
okay.
The Gloves of Haste or the Blades of Attack.
So yeah, he has a ways to go. That you mentioned the slow range Choski earlier on, kind of a reaction top lane.
Okay.
Surge too strong.
This is one of those things that you have to be careful about. When you're playing Darkseer, you can't just keep an Ion Shell on yourself, because if you get gone on by Nyx, you can always carapace it just to slow down how much you get out of Surge. All of a sudden, you're just sitting there for a half second or more, depending on how many points he has in it, and then your Surge is gone.
Bottom lane, Treant Protector's down here as well, but currently nobody's down here on the Radiant side, actually, so going to be free farm for Beastmaster. It's almost level 8 now, so talk about it was a rough start. He has 3 deaths, but basically one of the highest levels in the game, despite that.
Yeah. They've given him a lot of room, and Loda taking to the jungle here is really slow. It doesn't have more than 1 point in acid spray. A lot of mid-ox will be maxing this first just to clear the jungle quicker. And yeah, with only 1 point in it and no armlet, very, very slow clear speed.
Top lane. Magnetize is up on a Thug up here. Puts down a run of the Remnant, keep it going. A lot more enhanced damage. They do kill Spartan, and the Magnetize will tick down. The Ursa there. Well played by Hanskin and Jonathan Fan together as they make it a 2-0 at the top lane. Down here, though, Treant Protector running down EGM. He does have Madara coming in. Sick Snake going out right there, but not doing the most damage. Maybe next time still wants to run after, but they are going to find him and erase maybe. No, it doesn't connect. Can't get the angle, but it doesn't matter. Jonathan Fan gets credit for the kill. Actually, how did he get? Oh, it's the Ion Shell.
There's an Ion Shell still on their spear. Yep.
It's like, oh, thank you, I'll take that.
Yeah, arguably the worst person to get it on the team, but a kill's a kill.
That's ultimately 3 kills in a row right there for Alliance. Obviously, what's happening at the top lane.
Yeah, very nice rotation on what looked like a bad engage. Down in their own jungle. That was such a huge amount of damage coming out from Magnetize, and Ursa went for a Midas first. So doesn't have the pop you want to see out of an Ursa right away. Looking to take the scaling a little longer. Getting close to a blink, but still another 3 minutes or so before that'll come online.
Nyx Assassin scattered this gank, this rotation coming up here. So that gives the information to Ursa. In fact, they're going to get some backup now. Beastmaster, ooh, he has that Prime Aurora. Level 1 Necronomicon finished.
Yeah, they're smoked in too, so Alliance did not see this one.
There we go, Impale, it's going to miss, but the Prime Aurora connects on her Spirit. Follow-up damage, he is going to pop out the Boulder Smash. No, Magnetize just yet, but the Peril away! His hand's actually going to live. No way. Good God.
And that's entirely a misplay from Spartan. There's zero reason to Impale before the Roar. And, getting a little too over-eager to pull the trigger. Coming back to bite him.
Yeah, and that's a cooldown that, I mean, you need a kill with. Like, that's, it's such a strong opener.
If they get that kill, they probably get top power. Give them a ton of pressure on this thing. And now, Alliance is already posted up to defend this.
Shadow Fiend, they're going to jump him as he was running in. Can he pop the shrine in time? Maybe. The zone game's pushing him off. And Lip gets the shrine. He's going to be frozen. But this is a turn chance now in favor of Alliance. Lip running back in. The race will take on Nyx. Maybe next time. He's still taking down to the Magnetize, by the way, and he is going to be enough. Hanskin gets credit for the kill. It just keeps working for Alliance, man, as far as the reacting goes.
That was such a close shrine. He's just limping over there, barely clips it. And a huge, huge turn.
Val's without Loda, obviously. He's busy at the bottom lane. He actually chose to get a medallion first.
Dire's middle tower
Battle
is
out.
under attack.
So he's basically, the goal here is to go Armlet, and then you go Shadow Blade. And you Shadow Blade, throw the stun out, and then you medallion someone for the minus armor. And then your stun does like 400 damage once it's maxed. It's a lot of damage. And it's just more and more minus armor for the Shadow Fiend, for Roche.
Top
Maybe
lane.
next time as a DD, he's just following Loda around.
Yeah. I find a chance, but we see the build that he's gone for, which again, it's pretty typical, I feel like, but it is much more the defensive idea earlier on, where the level 4 living armor, so he's not going to be as big of a threat.
Yeah, it's definitely the mobile ward build. It's not the go run around and do stuff build. Madara wants to just chill here and farm this entire ancient stack. For Dusa, this takes a while. So they don't want to take an engage, and if Alliance posts up to take top tower, it's going to get a little awkward.
Vacuum in, spike carapace, going up right there, but it doesn't matter. Limp credit for the kill.
Radiant's bottom
Combo
tower is under
from
attack.
Alliance, and now Shadow Fiend will push that top lane. The Dragon Lance picked up on him, another 1,000 gold actually saved up. Are they even going to respond here on the side of
They are.
Mouse?
Bottom lane's getting shoved.
Dire's structures
Okay.
are fortified.
The Beastmaster Necronomicon pushes almost as fast as the entire Radiant team right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, so investing into the Necro build, I know it's very good on Beastmaster, but you could also argue getting that Blink Dagger earlier on for the initiation purpose is too good, is also good, but maybe they have the Nyx, you know, with the Treant, so perhaps they feel comfortable with the initiation build so far. Nyx top lane. It's going to be comboed right there as Hound's going to try to make a getaway for him and the Shadow Fiend, and guess what? They're both going to be fine. Well played again by Houndskid.
SF has a long time till his TP's up. If Mouz
Right.
is really gunning for this, they potentially could find him. They missed him on the
Radiant's
scan,
bottom
though,
tower is
so
under
probably
attack.
going to think he's out.
Yeah, he's good. So, goes back to the Beastmaster, though, the theory crafting, even.
Yeah. So it depends
it's
on
a-
what you want out
yeah.
of BM. If your goal is to pressure and take down buildings early, take a faster Roche, then you go a Necro Blade. If your goal is to be the Blink initiation for your team, then you have to go Blink first. But they don't really need him right now. There's Vendetta and Nyx, there's Tree and Overgrowth. You've got a couple other ways into fights, so he feels like the pressure out of Necronomicon is just better for him. And I gotta say, I probably agree. We saw how much work he was able to do when he was left alone bottom. Look at the T2. That was just him while Alliance was pushing top.
Yeah. Down to 333 life right there, so. Still in the area is Skylark, that level 2 Necro finished, level 3 queued up. Some efficiency out of that, of course, has the inner piece also maxed out with that All the Wild. So he really is a push machine here. And Thug takes that
Not
Roshan.
getting into that, yeah. And this is really unfortunate for Alliance. They have such a great team to take Roche, but Thug going in a little earlier before they were ready. So nicely done from him to find the timing and get in there and get that.
They're in the area, was Alliance, but they got there just a little bit too late and allow Mousesports to retreat as well. So Madara here middle lane. God, she is farm, man. She is actually top farm in the game, continues to be, and above an Alchemist, who usually tends to be on top of the charts. You know, Loda has obviously had the struggling points earlier on.
Radiant's bottom tower
And
is
he hasn't
under
gone to Radiance, to be fair.
Dire's
Yep.
structures
So
are
he'll never be
fortified.
that far ahead of Dusa. Even if he starts doing well and farming well with Max Greaves, he's gonna stay fairly close.
They tried to jump him right
Your
there.
roar.
He's here. Shock Roar up here. Oh, yeah, they do get the Earth Spirit, but he got the Magnetize off, though. Ion Shell chase. Races are going to miss. He's still running away. Stone Gaze is popped. As they're running after the Darks here, he's running after Skylark. So it's a chase after the chase. And Shoda's a fan, unfortunately for him. He is going to be a little bit too committed now and taken out. So a good kite coming out there, but Ursa was picked off as he was chasing them down.
Yep, it took the record out of him. But in the end, it was an Aegis for 2. You are very, very happy if you were Mouz to have that end up being the outcome. I like the Stone Gaze there from Madara. Just totally stopped Darkseer from running down BM. And defensive uses good news.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Middle tower kill.
Radiant's
Be a nice
middle
transition as
tower
well.
has
So yeah,
fallen.
Mouse. A sequence of events happening for them right there. 3,500 net worth lead for them right now. Jump on Earth Spirit, but Hansuke, man, he really is on point just reacting here. Really several times now. He's alive at least, but Medusa, by the way, she's not going like a full-on Manta style. She actually is going to now go the Eye of Scotty here.
Yeah, this is the... Like, this is a very tanky build. Yasha's just a very efficient item for Agi heroes. Most people we've seen have been finishing out lately into a full Manta. But just the Yasha alone is very, very effective as far as gold to farming speed return. So, not surprised by any means. I like this build a little better than finishing the whole Manta out, unless you have a reason to.
Game doesn't find it, so committing towards that. I have Scotty once again, Jonas a fan.
There's a couple minor ones. You could pull Magnetize or Geomagnetic Grip off of you. The biggest one is potentially Manta dodging an Alk Stun. That would be the big reason to do it. But the timing is really hard to do on land. Or online, sorry, when you have latency.
Where's their land?
They're going on.
They're all in. Yeah, they saw them there. Sentry, out comes the Dust, but they're really deep, and it might bite them in the ass right here. The Prom Reward comes out, response to the Darkseer. He'll fall, Stone Gazer, Spirit's running away, though. And he's going to keep his distance. Spartan gets a pick off bottom lane on the Loda. Looks like him and Ursa are down there. As Earth Spirit's still trying to go. TP's out, him and Rubik. Rubik is, oh my god, the launch channel, man. Jesus. Finally gets back, but... Yeah, they lose Alchemist in the meantime, so Mouse.
And they'll lose the 2-1 top, too. The Sneckery has a lot of time left.
Are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And the Eagle sent out. With a Hawk even. Scout out just in case if anybody's TPing into the Shrine area. So yeah, there's the top tower. And again, that pushing presence of Beastmaster with the level 3. Now he has the Blink Dagger coming, so now he's going to have that combo. And again, at level 4 promo, that's a 4-second single target lockdown.
Yeah.
Half right now.
It's definitely long. And then the slow is not to be underestimated. It's a 50% movement slow to anyone that's caught in like the blast AoE of the roar. So it can be an effective teamfight use if you can manage to roar and then slow a couple people nearby. Really just stopping everyone from running from the Medusa and especially the Ursa.
Yeah. BKB in the works for Ursa. Got his hand of Midas. Link and Vlad's, of course. Good alliance. They're kind of all together here in the jungle.
Under attack.
Alchemist with that battle build, as he called it. Not C3, though. Or the next, for that matter. Who are going to scout Hanskin, actually. Boy, they're sitting right on top of it, man. Yeah, they're going to open... Oh, kinda. Nope. Maybe next time. That was awkward. Whoops.
That was weird. I maybe misclicked?
I think that might have been it, yeah.
But
Actually,
like
right-clicked
always,
but...
Skylark's just doing his thing. They're going to take a T2 top.
Yeah, that's, again, what can Alliance do against that? It's all the way on the other side of the map, and by the time they get here, it's just already dead, so very smart play from Mouse here.
So when a team's applying split push pressure like this, the only real answer to it is to have somebody that can run you off.
Being run down, he pops in range, so now he's going to turn. Hanskin on the run, pushes back the Stone Gaze from Medusa, but a big overgrowth on 4. And maybe next time at least going to set up the kill to Earth Spirit, possibly more. On separate concoction, Loda wants this, but he might have bit off a little bit more. He can chew, though. Alchemist now be locked down by the Primal War, Cover Rage. It is ready to go. Can he maybe get that off in time? He does. The regen kicks in, and he will be able to make his way out of there. Oh, barely, but jeez, that was so close to him. Now, Shadow being at the top lane during all that, pushing it in at least.
Yeah, pushing it in is very different from taking towers, though. What I was saying, though, is if someone's splitting you, you have to have somebody on your team that can 1v1 them. And Loda is definitely not in a position to do that yet. Limp is getting there, but he's still a little ways away. And if you don't have that answer, I mean, Skylark has no reason to join this team right now. He can just keep running around doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, he's almost playing his own game in a lot of ways.
He can kill anyone on that Alliance squad except for Alchemist and Chemical Rage by himself.
Yeah.
Like one roar with the Necro 3 and someone's dead. So the only person you can even send is Alk, in which case all he's going to be doing is throwing acid sprays down and just kind of poking at him saying go away.
Alk does have another 2,200 gold saved up, so again he has the armlet, the solar crest here with the soul ring, but where does he go from here now?
I would say Shadowblade.
That's right, you mentioned that.
I think that's the traditional next item in this. They may feel like they're too far behind to get enough value out of it, though. Like, when you're stuck in your base, Shadowblade doesn't do that much. Maybe an AC?
Yeah. That definitely would be very valuable here. Physical damage from the Ursa especially could be mitigated on top of just enhancing your own.
Okay, he's got a Maelstrom queued up. That's fine. It's another damage item. It's in the same kind of vein as Radiance. It lets you farm the jungle really fast, while giving you way better stats to actually fight with.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Assassin,
attack.
his own hand of Midas to follow those arcane boots is kind of paying off here. He almost has that blink dagger now. Medusa, meanwhile, though, I have Scotty finished, and the siege in the middle tower has begun.
I don't think Alliance is going to have time. I really don't. Once Medusa gets this butterfly up, no one is even close to an MKB or Bloodthorn.
Radiant's middle
And
tower
she's just
is
going to
under
click
attack.
buildings and ignore the whole
Dire's
game
top
after
tower
that point.
is under attack.
She's level 18, so has that maxed out stun gaze now. The second longer load gets caught, by the way. Ursa jumps in like a stun immediately. Vacuum wall comes out in response, and they are going to get the kill on Ursa. That stun gaze popped, though. But still a great pick for Alliance.
Yeah, huge.
Dire's top tower
That was
is under
Solar
attack.
Crest going to work hard for Loda there. The Ursa missed like 2 or 3 times in a row right before he got stunned. He got one auto off, didn't connect, and then just snap stun.
I'm guessing that was Hanskin right there that stunned the Ursa. The back, because unless it was the unstable concoction, but I don't believe that was used. Oh, he stole Stone Gaze, by the way. Rubik did, that is, so. That too. That's actually a pretty valuable tool.
Yeah, it could definitely matter. It'd be way better if you had a Blink Dagger and could just like blink in and stun gaze, but still a pipe dream for him at this point. He is the poorest member on Alliance.
Necessary for the team right there, but Alchemist now climbing back up after staying alive, has that Maelstrom, as you kind of mentioned, almost like a mini Radiance of sorts.
Yeah,
Increase that damage.
keep an eye on the Roche pit. This is a very short Roche respawn. It spawned at like literally 8 minutes flat. So that is online now, and we will have to see if Mouz notices this right away, tries to sneak the Ursa in again. They definitely have the tools to do it. You have maybe next time it can be a mobile ward, you have Hawks. There's plenty of ways to get vision and know if Alliance wants to fight in the Roche pit.
We'll take that. Gold and sweet.
Interesting talent choice here. You know, maybe Darkseers do just typically do this, and I've passed over it, but Featherspin gets the 120 damage talent. Self regen here.
I'm not gonna lie, I've never paid attention to what Darkseers go
Yeah,
for.
I see. I'm on the same boat, so I don't know if that it's just what they all do or if that's unique. But I mean, 14 health regen is a lot, and for a hero that's constantly, you know, in those front lines, I feel like that's a great talent to have itself.
Yeah, I guess he probably just feels like if he gets Primal Roared, the HP regen's not gonna matter. That means an Ursa's gonna be on top of you and you're just dead. But yeah, Mouz is gonna take a Roche on. And they think Madara is big enough to give it to him now, and I would definitely agree. So we've got a very, very large Medusa. She did go for the Manta before finishing up the Butterfly, and now has that completed as well. So the battle begins to kill the raid boss for Alliance.
Tough raid boss to get through. Actually, they have the firepower. Shadow Fiend has that Manta finish, working on its own BKB. Could use level 20 as well. We talk about with Shadow Fiends all the time, that +2 damage per soul talent. Right, the enhancement.
Yeah, he needs it badly. They're really starting to suffer in the damage department. Any kill they've gotten has been from a mistake on Mouz's part in recent memory. So they really got to find some way to actually win a fight, because the fights are going to start coming more and more traditionally soon.
3,000 gold pulled up from these guys. Oh, they're going to catch Nyx Assassin, a Stone Gaze in the face as they lift him in to a death trap right here. And Nyx will be picked off, so... Well, EGM got a little bit of value out of that Stone Gaze steal.
Sure. I mean, that's still a kill.
Going to prevent them from pushing, so, yeah, overall. Successful defense here. Again, more time needing to be bought, and they do that, does Alliance. So level 20's a little bit closer for Shadow Fiend with the BKB. You have Alchemist. He's interesting. Going to freaking Heaven's Halberd.
Yeah, he wants all the evasion he gets. I mean, if they can't actually hit you, again, it's... Both sides have the problem that they don't do much damage outside of their cores. Like, if Alk or SF isn't hitting you, you're probably not dead on Mouz. If Ursa isn't on you, you're probably not dead if you're on Alliance. So if you can just stack some evasion, try to force an MKB out of somebody. And we see Ursa's even going to have to go it. Thug's already got it queued up.
Alright, but going to be a ways away at this point, although he's finding an opportunity right here. They were pinging out Loda even, but a lot of supporting casters nearby, so looks like it could have been a very ambitious dive there. Medusa, though, back up in the front, and has that Aegis still.
Necrobook fell totally out of favor because Beastmaster there, we saw bottom, popped it, and then just ran it away. He could have gotten some chip damage by throwing it into the building, but it gives 400 gold if we kill off both minions. That's essentially a hero kill, and you just can't feed that off every cooldown.
Oh my gosh, she's just charging in. So, almost she feels right here. Shadow Fiends. He's going to be locked down actually from Aurora in hand. They're going to get a beautiful lockdown, and they will kill him off the pad. He has a buyback, uses it pretty quickly right here. The wall combo comes out. The silence on Medusa right there, trying to chase her out. So, concoction popped up from Loda, looking to use it right here, but no, he's going to be rooted out by the Overgrowth actually. But Medusa still cannot get away, and the Mana Shield's not going to save him. The Aegis is going to be popped, but Ursa, meanwhile, takes out the Rubik. And Shadow Fiend, yeah, round number 2 here. In this fight, Shadow Fiend, we saw what happened last time. He's faking this Requiem as if he wants to use it right here. Thinking about it, there we go. It goes on as soon as Tug jumps in, but they take out Alchemist as a result. The vacuum pull in, though. We'll get the code of Nyx Assassin, and now Silence once again on Medusa, chasing back Thug, barely limping away himself right here, and limped himself on Shadow Fiend. This having to keep his distance, actually. This Medusa really living up to the raid boss name, as she is nearly full life and just about full mana in round number 2 now.
Yeah, they've ignored her ever since the Aegis Res. They really wanted to get Thug.
Optimus buyback, they really do want this. They get the courier killed, actually. Oh, the courier, that was sorry. Never mind. Anyways, they're going for the chase here on the Skylark. Vacuum on in with that Iron Shell. They will get the 1. Now, can they get the raid boss in Medusa? He is dropping, doesn't really have support. He's going to go for the TP. Not enough, though, so the buyback does end up coming through. And they finish off the Medusa. But, man, did that take a lot out of Alliance.
Yeah, you held your base, but you lost your tier 3. So while your racks still stand, you lost your tier 3 and you bought back both of your massive cores. They gained 0 gold advantage out of that hold, and the people that they slow down are the 2 they need to get items.
Well, they're going to turn and push this middle lane now. Again, they've only gotten the 1 tower kill themselves at the top lane, so they have some room to make up, you could argue. Alliance right here as far as objectives go.
Yeah, Mouz is perfectly content to seed some T1s. It's not the end of the world for them. Now that this tier 3 is broken, they can go ahead and go for shrines. They can just look to find someone out of position. There's flexibility open again now for Mouz.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Next time, just pushing that out. He has his own medallion and actually has enough for a full-on Solar Crest himself, too. And he could pick up here, actually.
I'm curious to see if Mouz waits for the MKB. You're roughly 2,000 gold away. I feel like you almost need it. It's not that it's hard for you to take fights, but once you get that, they're so clean. Like, Medusa Stone Gazes, if anyone gets frozen, Ursa can just insta-kill them. And because Stone Gaze also makes you take insane enhanced physical damage. Like 50% bonus damage on top. So Ursa's Fury Swipes overpower combo is going to just be insane.
Looking for a chance to use it right here, but they're going to farm the Ancients. So an MKB just about finished. Medusa taking out the Shrine meanwhile, but they know this, and they are in the area. They're trying to catch, surge, barrel, everything. Boulder Smash will actually connect the vacuum on in. They get the stun. This is a pretty good opening because the supporting cast is still taking some time, but man, is she tanky. And she eventually just walks it off there, so.
And if at any point she felt threatened in that, all she had to do was manta the silence off and press hold. She just knew she was totally fine.
Lions really reaching right there, and maybe we're selling the damage that they thought they had against her, but clearly not enough, so. I'm going to back it off, but yeah, the good sign is didn't really cost them anything. A little bit of a distraction there, but kind of did because Beastmaster just continues to farm out the bottom lane. And Necronomicon level 3, cooldown's coming back up here, but they are going to eventually come in and defend it. We'll keep them pushed off for the time being. But Alchemist, that Heaven's Halberd finished. His own AC is now queued up. Beastmaster, though, has his own finished. Gets it right there.
Madara is so confident, she said, screw Butterfly. Just going pure damage, going to go a Bloodthorn already. And not even worried about evasion. Figures she can double back for that later. And by not getting it now, you can kind of bait Alliance into going for another item, right? That's not MKB. Get people to commit to something that's not going to stop the evasion later. And you know you're farming better than Alliance by a long shot.
Yeah.
So go ahead and grab the Bloodthorn. It does a bunch of damage. You're still hard to kill.
Ooh, Tree Protector can expose the gank right here. might end up dying himself. Madara is nearby, but they're pinging her out. They see her. In fact, vacuum for Jonas Fan. Stone Gaze should be enough. Although EGM, he steals it. Oh, EGM gonna use it in return, trying to run her down, but it's not enough. So he's a very quick in. Now they can respond to this. Yeah, EGM's in trouble. Thug, go back in, and Mystic Snake will finish the job. So very big commitment there from EGM.
Yeah, there's not really an excuse for Madara to ever get Stone Gaze to one. Just pilot split that real quick. As soon as you Stone Gaze. But it's twice.
True.
Not that it really matters. Mouz is crushingly ahead. We're talking 13,000 gold against an Alchemist.
Yeah. That's the thing. I understand the Alchemist didn't go this whole Radiance build even, but with the passive, the Grievous Greed, you feel like he needs to at least be top 3, if not second or first. So the fact that he's down there at 5th in the game is just so unfortunate for Alliance.
Yeah, with this kind of build, you're expecting him to basically match whoever is the most farmed on Mouz, maybe a slight lead. It's not going to be a 10k lead like you see with the split pushing Radiance, Manta Octary and stuff, but it should definitely be better than this in the position that the game started, but it's all kind of a ripple effect, right? If Alk isn't getting the levels early game in the safe farm, it doesn't really go much better from there, and it took him so long to get an item.
Next time, continuing to be that vision for the team ahead of them. But Alliance does continue to all be grouped up as well. In fact, they are going to once again go for a smoke play here. They're even scanning out the Roshan pit. They feel like it could be happening, but as we see, it's not going to respawn for another couple of minutes even. Later times here.
It technically can't even respawn yet. It's got another like 5 seconds before it even potentially respawn. So a bit ambitious from Alliance. Gonna try to roll the smoke bottom. If they get a catch on Thug, maybe. But they'd have to burst him down without Enrage ever going off. Which is going to be extremely difficult. Okay, they revealed the smoke for a courier.
Oh, there was something. What was on the courier? The Orchid.
Yeah.
The Orchid and the Bloodthorn recipe, so. That stalls a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Mouz is going to be scared.
No. Scary, like I said, just if anything kind of stalls, but. Oh, they're actually bottom lane. Almost running down here as if they want to jump something. Shadow Fiend is currently ported back to base. EGM is going to be found. Or is doing some scouting with the Hawk, actually. Now Darkseer also caught the Primal Roar to him. Alchemist says, I want to fight now. Overgrowth, though, popped. And Alchemist all of a sudden going to be locked down as the Root comes out. Limp from a distance, using the Rec-Room trying to decrease their damage, if anything. But it's not going to save Loda. Now Limp needs to run. Can he run, though? It's a question. The Stone Gaze, he's not looking into the eyes of Medusa. But it's not going to matter. He does eventually get stunned. He goes down. He has a buyback. Darkseer already dead, but Alchemist is staying dead. It's just looking so sloppy here for Alliance as far as their potential, and Mousesports.
GG, go next.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at. I almost just want to say if you're our Alliance, it's just too much.
Yeah, I'm fine playing games out if it's like an elimination game, best of 3, game 3 kind of thing. You just don't have anything left. You fired all your bullets, you got nothing left for ammo.
Well, they're going to try still. Shadow Fiend buys back, and there we go with actually Alchemist just got enough gold for the buyback, so they're going to lose the melee racks most likely, although Fortification comes out, stalling just a little bit. Boulder smash backwards. Issa says, all right, I'll gladly just hop out of the base, not a big deal. This is the second time now Shadow Fiend and Alchemist have fought back, remember, too. This game already.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, every time that happens, the lead just grows and grows. 22,000 now.
It's pretty ridiculous in favor of Mouz, and Roshan is going to be spotted by Spartan right here. Pings it out immediately. But that his team can get here ASAP. Double damage rune down here at the bottom too, but oh, what's up here? Lodo, he is going in. They expect it's happening. It's not just yet though, so they're not going to go for it themselves, however. But the double damage actually picked up by Medusa. They'll head over themselves. Thought they were going to give that to Ursa, to be honest, but damage threat Thug, though. He's going to, speaking of damage, jumps Alchemist before the chemical range. He is going to go down, and he is staying dead, remember. In fact, Limp's going to be locked down. That should do it. No buybacks. Double kill for Thug. Opens up a free Roshan, if anything. But yeah, GG, well played. It'll be official. Game 1.
Alliance wins. Hansen got the last kill, and they're up in kills. That means they win, right?
Yes, that's how you win Dota 2 matches. So you're right. Good, Mousesports. Yeah, they didn't even need the kill, so that's the thing. They were just so bulky. especially in that Medusa. She's that quote-unquote raid boss that she may not be getting a lot of kills herself, but it's like you can't deal with her while she's taking your base down.
I'm starting to see a trend here. You pick an explosive 4-core, and then you go